All right, so you got your contingencies and you've been working through the contract, and all of those requirements that you had, they're being met. And so now you feel like it's time that you should probably start removing your contingencies. So let's chat about that. Usually you're going to start with your investigation, right? So these are going to be the documents and disclosures that are provided to you by escrow, by title, by your agent, by the seller. And you want to review these documents, right? Seller disclosures are going to have everything that they know about the property. So they're going to tell you everything they know in these questionnaires, and they're specifically asked questions. And if there's anything that they answer in there that needs a further explanation, they have a further explanation point on there. And if you feel like there needs to be even more disclosure about whatever that is, have your agent go get more information about that, right? You want to feel comfortable with everything that the seller is telling you. Review the documents, and if anything stands out or if you have questions, again, let your agent know so they can get that further explained for you, right? If discovery uncovers something unexpected, do let the sellers know that. Let your agent know so the agent can tell the seller, and give them a chance to explain or correct before just canceling the contract, right? Sometimes something that's a big deal to you may not be a big deal to the seller, or they might have explained whatever the thing was in a way that sounded extreme, but in reality it is something very small. Okay, so let's give them a chance to explain and work through that. All right, so next you're going to go through your inspections. So after your inspections have been completed, right, these are going to be home, pest, sewer, roof. There are some others like well or septic if you need to, but again, those are property specific. Review the documents, and remember, the inspectors are there to find problems, right? That's their job. They want to look for every problem in the house. So you might see something like an inspector's calling out, they're like, oh, that's not a big deal to me. But just remember, it is their job to find every problem that they can in that house, right? So if there are issues, you can negotiate with the seller to fix before the closing. Most sellers don't really want to take on the responsibility of fixing before closing because sometimes the contract moves fast, right? More likely, they're going to offer a credit at closing, or you can ask them to lower the purchase price, which I only recommend if you are coming in with cash, right? Otherwise, lowering the purchase price doesn't really make sense. Once negotiations have concluded, your agent is going to ask you to remove that inspection contingency, right? So if you ask the seller, hey, I found all these issues, they're going to cost me $5,000 to fix. I would like you to pay in closing costs that $5,000. Seller agrees. The inspections are done. You've already moved on. There's no reason to have your inspection contingency anymore, and your agent will ask you to remove that. Appraisal and loan. So a third-party vendor separate from seller, agents, and lender is going to review the purchase contract and the market comparables to offer his opinion or her opinion on price, right? And the appraisal can come in below, at value, or above value. So I do want to note though, like even if you get a house far below market value, it doesn't necessarily mean that your appraisal is going to show you what that house is actually worth, right? If the appraiser goes out and they see that that property is severely below market value, they're probably just going to give you the value and say, yes, I see the value in this house. It's totally worth whatever this purchase contract is. No problem, no issue, right? So don't always expect to see something grand if you are getting a house below market value. Most likely you won't receive that. And then once all conditions have been met with your lender, you will get the clear to close, right? So once your appraisal comes back, you've got the value on the home, and you've got your clear to close on your loan. Those appraisal and loan contingencies are done. There is no need for them anymore. You are fully prepared and accepted to purchase this property. Now you push to close, do your final walkthrough, and get your keys. So that's it for this one. Let's keep going to the next video.